You know, when you think about the way we ruin our relationships, I think, and I think this applies in our personal relationships and the huge networks that grow our political and social relationships. But is when you grin and bear it. I've always hated that. I've hated when I do something and I can see someone else is just grinning and bear it, and I hate to do it myself. Now, mind you, since I have a tendency never to do that, you know, there's times in my life it's been a moment of maturity to say, you know what, I'll make the exception now. You know, I guess I don't need to call grandma on her bullshit. It's Thanksgiving. But yeah, basically, I think this is how we destroy relationships. We focus on the crises that destroy it. You know, somebody falls in love with somebody else, and I don't mean some sex addicted person that has these sexual needs and still loves the person, but you fall out of love, and you these big crises is what we think we're dealing with when our relationships are crumbling. But I believe that it comes from things like grin and bear it, you know, because you think you're doing something nice and we say, well, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Well, if it's just a pet peeve of yours, then you should either solve the pet peeve so you don't feel it, and if you can't do that, be honest about how you're feeling. You know, it's a pet peeve when the temperature's a degree too low, and I know I'm just being picky, but I've got to tell you that so we can have a healthy communication. When you grin and bear something, or tell a white lie about something you didn't want to, you should share, then you build up these resentments, you know, these bags of resentments. And it doesn't seem like that because it's a penny at a time, you know, it's one more straw. And maybe you'll bear it your whole life and the camel's back will never break. But even in that case, you're definitely spending energy on it. Energy that could be spent better elsewhere. I'm sure it could be spent better elsewhere because everybody has places to spend their energy that are productive, and that is not one of them. Except you can justify that it's productive because, oh, it's the grease that, you know, greases the wheels of interaction. But I don't think it has to be so. And I think that we are putting tremendous weights on our relationships. And that's why even interpersonal relationships that survive with this kind of philosophy um, may be fine. But when you have social groups working on this principle, ultimately the weight gets so big that we are crushed by it.